So, Hitman's Bodyguard. We've got Ryan Reynolds and we've got Samuel L Jackson on board. What do we do for story here? I mean, this is a gold mine. For the story, how about we come up with something interesting, man? Something fresh, something unique, something that really utilizes the talent of these two. I mean, yeah, people will be entertained by them, but what if we created a great movie around them too? We could do that, or we could just create a generic who gives a shit story and just create an excuse for them to get together and then just call it a movie. Uh, but we, we have ideas. We could just roll with more fresh ideas. Come on, man. It's the end of summer. People are easily entertained. No one's gonna think about this shit. Who cares? Honestly, if I could, I would just film them. I would just give them guns and then I would just film them and see what happens. But technically the studio says we have to come up with a script. So how about we just have generic terrorist plot or whatever and then just have Ryan Reynolds escort Samuel L Jackson to some place where he can testify. That seems like a good enough idea. Yeah, sure. Yeah, fine. All right. Sounds good. We're just gonna go with the generic plot type of scenario. Yeah, thanks for helping though. Dick. I'm sorry. What was that? I said suck a bag of them. Yep. That's probably the way the screenwriting process for this movie got played out. In the Hitman's Bodyguard, literally almost nothing from a storytelling standpoint happens. I mean, basically, Ryan Reynolds has to get Samuel L. Jackson from point A to point B so he can testify against some douchebag. That's basically the story here. I'll say right off the bat that if this movie was just aiming to entertain you, I mean, it pretty much does its job for the most part. Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson aren't even really playing characters in this movie. They're just playing, like, hyperactive, a little bit exaggerated versions of themselves. And which, hey, if you enjoy Ryan Reynolds and his public persona and the character that he is in pretty much every movie, if you enjoy Samuel L. Jackson, and if you wanted to see a movie about them cussing each other out for the entire movie in between some entertaining action scenes, well, then you're probably gonna have some fun with this thing. Ryan Reynolds is that same sarcastic asshole dickbad twat that he is in pretty much every movie. He's very sarcastic. He's kind of the straight man to Samuel L. Jackson's wild man, although in fairness, Samuel L. Jackson is not really being a wild man in this movie. He's just being Samuel L. Jackson.
Thanks, motherfucker. I'm still alive, motherfucker! Yeah, I said it. Waste the motherfucker. My motherfucking camera. English, motherfucker. Had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
All you wanted going into the Hitman's Bodyguard was Samuel L. Jackson saying motherfucker about 700 different times in about 800 different sentences. Well, then you're gonna get what you motherfucking asked for. People, don't be intimidated by the word motherfucker because as Bernie Mac tells us, motherfucker is a noun. It describes a person, a place, or a thing. Selma Hayek is in this movie. She plays Samuel L. Jackson's wife, and God damn, holy shit. I'm calling it citizen's arrest. It has to be illegal at this point. She has to be breaking some kind of physical law to look that goddamn fine this late in her career. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, Selma Hayek has always looked good, but in every movie that she's in, she just looks like her body, her face, everything was sculpted from God's scrotum. And that is a beautiful, sexy-ass scrotum. And I don't know why this video devolved into me talking about God's balls, but I'm gonna leave that in there. Before you guys say anything, no, stop. I already know what you're gonna say. Like, Hannibal, oh, you're just being shallow. You only brought her up because she looks good. That is not true, okay? Her character adds a lot to this movie. All jokes aside, though, Selma Hayek was pretty funny in the scenes that she's in. She's not in the movie that much. She's under guard or some shit in the movie, but luckily when she does show up, she has some pretty funny laugh-out-loud moments. If you walked into this movie thinking, I don't really need a Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson movie in my life, you might walk out going, huh, why hasn't this happened sooner? That doesn't make this a good movie. Like, I can't just sit here with a straight face and look at you and say, well, Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson are kind of funny. It's a good movie. The screenwriting, the script, the story, everything is just kind of a hodgepodge mess of generic who gives a shits. The story is incredibly thin. There's really nothing about it that drives home. It's very predictable. You know exactly how it's going to turn out. Granted, this movie is entertaining enough that you could argue that maybe it doesn't need a story, but I'm just saying from a filmmaking perspective, there wasn't even an attempt here. Like, this is bare minimum type of shit. The director has this very frenetic way that he films his action scenes, and I'll be honest, at first it kind of got on my nerves. I mean, yeah, there's some shaky cam, but it's not even really about the shaky cam. It's just about the fact that every shot is really fast, and every shot there's like so much stuff going on that it makes the action scenes themselves feel chaotic and out of control. And maybe that's what the director was going for, but I'm just saying at first it kind of got on my nerves. I did eventually get over it. Also, Gary Oldman is in this movie, but that's a flaw because Gary Oldman shouldn't be in this movie because Gary Oldman does nothing and is nothing in this movie. Yep, this is another paycheck role for Gary Oldman. He's completely wasted here, and that's kind of disappointing because I'm starting to see these paycheck roles pop up a lot for Gary Oldman, and Gary Oldman is a great actor. I should not keep seeing him in these type of roles. In the end, The Hitman's Bodyguard does exactly what you expect it to. It's got some entertaining moments. Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L Jackson cussing at each other for half a movie is pretty entertaining in its own right. I would put this more in the F&F category. It's fun and forgettable. And most movies that are fun and forgettable but not really good movies go in the Fortress of Solitude, so that's where this movie's going. There are 2 reasons to watch this movie, if nothing else. Selma Hayek and that goddamn body. Those are my thoughts on The Hitman's Bodyguard. Let me know what you guys think about it down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.